Hey Nighthawks, this is Mr. Schultz. Welcome to the 2021 school year. I know things look a little bit different, but we're still going to do what we always do here at Del Norte, and that's take care of business this year. Hey, myself and my administrative team is here today to talk to you about not just class rules, but really what our expectations are for you this year as being Nighthawks. And we're really going to focus this from the virtual setting that we're going to start this school year in. So again, welcome. We're excited to have you. This year I'm super excited to introduce our new team, myself. It's been my third year here at Del Norte, and we've got some new assistant principals to bring to the table this year. We've got Mr. Eveleth, who many of you know, used to be a counselor here. We're excited to bring him on board as one of our newest APs. And also Mr. Giammi. He's been here since this place opened up as our athletic director, and again, excited to bring him on board to the administrative team. And last but certainly not least, we have Ms. Priscilla Sanchez, who's been with us here, and she's super excited, and we're all raring and ready to go. Some very important pieces to really understand about this space that make it very unique, very special, is the foundations that this place has been built upon. And that's really our culture of inclusivity, and also what we like to call our home court advantage. Del Norte, as you know, is very special, very unique, and that is because of our amazing faculty and staff, and also our amazing students. Today we're going to talk to you specifically again about our expectations that we have for you this year. Nighthawks, as we start the year in our virtual setting, it's really important that we understand what's expected of us. And what we're expecting all of our students at Del Norte this year is to really understand the principles of solid use of technology. Not only to communicate with one another, but to really enhance your learning experience. We want you to use this technology to collaborate with each other, to communicate with our school community, and really to do your best in everything that you do. So it's really important that you understand that while we're using technology to learn this year in this virtual setting, it's very important that you be empowered to do innovative and creative things. We want you to do awesome things. We want you to amaze us this year. We want you to be smart and to be safe in everything that you do. We want you to make good choices. We want you to listen to your teachers and understand their expectations. They're going to be incredibly clear with you, and their intentions are going to be very solid in what they want you to do. We want you to listen to them. We want you to understand what their expectations are before you move forward in anything that you do. So if you have questions, make sure you ask them of your teachers. We want you to protect yourself and others. Working in a virtual setting, it's very important to note that everything that you say and do in a virtual setting is just as important as when you're in a classroom setting. So make sure that you're smart, make sure that you're safe, make sure that you are being respectful of not only yourself, but your classmates, your peers, and your teachers. Make sure that you're careful and you're courteous. We want to foster a community that's respectful, that's supportive, and that is kind. And most importantly, with everything that you do, act with great integrity. Have an outstanding moral compass as we begin this year so that we have a fantastic rest of the year. The school rules that we have that are found in our student handbook, those same school rules apply in a virtual setting. Ultimately, what we want you to do is always to do the right thing. Again, act with great integrity. Have a strong moral compass in all that you do this year, Nighthawks. These begin to lead us into more specifics about discipline that we want to talk to you about and what our expectations are. When students tend to get into trouble, they tend to mess with these, what we call sometimes in our setting, the big three. Use of alcohol, the use of drugs, the having and displaying and using of weapons is just not acceptable in our setting, nor is it something that we need to even comprehend doing. So let's just make sure that we don't do them. Let's follow these simple rules that have really been in place since we were kindergarten. Let's do what we're asked of. Let's be kind to one another. Let's be safe. We follow those three guiding principles, and our life will typically be okay in everything that we do. We're going to have a great year. I'm excited to join you this year. I'm excited for the rest of the team to talk to you. Next up is Ms. Sanchez.
Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Ms. Sanchez. I'm happy to be here with you, talking to you a little bit about bullying, harassment, and a few other things. We'll start off with bullying. Bullying looks different in different situations, so I just wanted to make sure you're aware of it. In case you didn't know, bullying is a suspendable offense. It's Education Code 48900R. You can look it up. In order to keep you from being suspended, listen to the following. Bullying can take place over social media. It can take place over group texts. Sometimes a joke goes a little bit too far and then it becomes really uncomfortable. Bullying can happen in person, obviously. Bullying can also happen during Zoom meetings. If you're in a breakout room or if you happen to be in an uncomfortable situation where someone's teasing you nonstop or embarrassing you, the definition of bullying is anytime you feel humiliated, intimidated, or if it's a malicious or intentional insult against you as a person. So if you feel that way, please say something. And if you're around a situation where other people are being bullied or a person's being bullied, speak up about it. Let's keep everyone safe. It's the Nighthawk way. If you see something, say something. The other thing I wanted to share about bullying is make sure we include all people at all times, no matter what they look like, no matter what they act like. Just be kind. Again, if you see something, say something. Next slide, harassment. So harassment is also an ed code. It's actually ed code 48900.2 and 48900.4. So it is a suspendable offense. In order to keep you educated about what harassment is, we want to make sure that it's not sexual harassment, physical harassment, or hate harassment. Any of those could potentially get you in a whole lot of trouble. So make sure you're not doing any of that. I wanted to give you an example. For physical harassment, we can't control what we look like. For example, I'm really this tall, but my team supported me by letting me stand on these. So for physical harassment, I cannot help how tall I am. So really, let's not make fun of people because of that. For racial harassment, we all come from different ethnicities, different cultures, different parts of the world. We can't control that. Let's not make fun of people or harass them about it. Now, as far as sexual harassment, that one gets a little bit tricky. Please keep in mind, there was a big experiment way back when in the 1950s, 60s in psychology. And bottom line, we found out that as human beings, we have an innate desire to be loved, to have affection, and to give affection. If we don't have any of those things, humans don't thrive, humans don't survive. So think about it this way. Have you ever met anyone that has not been hugged? Hugged by a parent, a sibling, a boyfriend or girlfriend, a grandparent, or even their dog? I bet you'd have a hard time finding anyone that has never had a hug in their entire life. So because of that, think about it this way. If we have an innate desire to have affection and give affection, we as humans have no right to tell another human who they should love, who they can love, and who they shouldn't love. So whether you identify as male, female, bisexual, transgender, or anything in between, it's okay. If anyone's making fun of you because of that in a negative way, please let us know. That is definitely a suspendable offense, and we take that very seriously. So be careful with harassment. Discrimination. Discrimination is not offering the same services equally to people based on these qualities right here: race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, religion, or their gender. So if you feel that others are being discriminated against, or you yourself are being discriminated against, please bring it up to administration. Any one of us are happy to walk you through it and definitely put that issue to rest. We want everyone to feel comfortable and happy here at the Nest. Academic dishonesty. So academic dishonesty is taken very seriously here. When I went to college, over at UC Davis, they made us sign a document on top of every single test. And it said, if I copy, if I cheat, if I plagiarize, I will be kicked out of the UC system. Not just UC Davis, the entire state of California. Those kind of rules still exist. Please keep that in mind in case you're ever tempted to cheat here in high school. It's not worth it. We do keep track. You'd be super surprised. We keep track of everything from 9th grade through 12th grade. Your counselors also keep track. So please make sure you're not plagiarizing, forging. Also, for academic dishonesty, anytime you share a Google Doc and that hasn't been authorized by your teacher, anytime you're meeting in different groupings with other students and that hasn't been authorized by your teacher, that could potentially be academic dishonesty too. So if you have any questions, please make sure you reach out to your teachers.
Hey guys, how are you? So, obviously Mrs. Sanchez touched upon many different things. I want to touch upon some specific things: cheating on tests, falsification of documents, forgery, unauthorized collaboration, plagiarism, theft or altering equipment that we give you, or test materials. So we all know what cheating on a test looks like. Receiving, giving information or answers, either verbally, in writing, or sending them, now we're in a virtual setting, of examination tests, quizzes, without the express written consent of the teacher. Okay? Fabrication, giving untrue and false statements, information or acts. Perfect example, if you call and pretend you're the parent trying to excuse an absence to our attendance office. Probably not the greatest idea to do. Forgery, writing or giving false information by writing someone else's signature. Again, there's a lot of documents that we have you guys sign, and your parents need to sign as well. Do not sign for your parent. Unauthorized collaboration. Here's where it's going to get a little tricky in the virtual setting. You guys are going to get into groups. You might group outside of school and try to say, I'll do questions 1 through 3, you do questions 4, 5, and 6, and share them with us so we don't have so much work and stressed out. That's not something that's authorized through your teacher. So, that's academic dishonesty. Plagiarism, copying offline, copying from your friend, using others' ideas or other people's works. Those are all items that will land you on the academic honesty issues. So, and we're going to be dealing with it. And even in a virtual setting, that your teacher will be explaining this through a syllabus, and they're going to explain what's acceptable and what's not. Theft, changing equipment or materials. We've been handing out Chromebooks. If you change the settings, change anything that we've provided you, that's also something that is an offense that we're going to have to deal with. Please keep all settings and all computers exactly how you found them. All right, questions? Not sure if your thinking is in line. What do? Don't assume. Ask your teacher. Don't talk to your friends. Don't ask your buddy. Talk to your teacher. If there's a question, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you and answer questions. Obviously, if you think it's wrong and your gut tells you it's wrong, guess what? It's probably wrong, so don't do it. Pretty simple. We talked about theft, okay? You can be suspended if you cause or attempt to cause theft of private property or school property. Don't come on campus when you're not supposed to. Don't grab things that don't belong to you. As Mr. Schultz said earlier, you all learned this in kindergarten. We're just going to enforce it now and continue to enforce it. If you knowingly receive stolen property or private property from someone else, that's considered the theft. You're involved in it. There will be consequences. If you suspect that you're receiving something from a friend or a classmate that you think is stolen from anyone, do not accept it. You're going to be involved. If you do suspect something, as we always say, speak up, be honest, tell somebody. We're here to help. All right, my last slide before I hand it off to Mr. Eveleth. Sexting and cyberbullying. Ms. Sanchez talked about that. She talked about cyberbullying, but I'm going to talk about sexting. These offenses can earn suspension and or expulsion. If pictures are used of a student that is under the age of 18, the offender can be charged with possession and, if applicable, distribution of child pornography. San Diego Police Department will be called. There will be a thorough investigation. You shouldn't be posting, sending, taking any photos of anyone else that will depict somebody in a poor light. If you don't want that to be done to you, you shouldn't do it to somebody else. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's something that's happening, you need to step up and tell somebody. You need to be honest and forthright with these accusations. These are very serious issues. And if you have any questions regarding this, please reach out to any administrator and we'd be happy to help you.
Hey everyone, it's great to be back in the nest with everyone. This is, kind of a lot of stuff that we're throwing at you right now as it relates to this discipline piece, but it's critical. It's critical to your success, it's critical to your peers' success, and it's critical to your teacher's ability to provide you a first-class education. So that's why we're spending so much time on this today and giving you this information. One of the things that we want to talk about is dress code, whether it's in the virtual setting, whether it's here at school, business, professional, that's what you want to bring to the table. So as you're sitting in your Zoom, what we kind of joked about, it's business on top, pajamas on the bottom. That's fine. As long as you're setting the stage for being present and ready and available for learning in a professional manner. As we return back to school, obviously our traditional dress code and expectations that are laid out in the student handbook will be expected out of you in each one of those settings. Next thing we want to talk about is kindness. Watching your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. And watch your habits, they become character. Kindness is the new cool, guys. We are a campus that's built on inclusivity. It's a campus that's built on supporting and lifting each other up. It's okay to be kind to others, and it's okay to be kind to others even when they may not be kind to you. We want you to represent the best pillars of your character each and every day. Which brings us to our motto here at Del Norte High School of Home Court Advantage. Home Court Advantage maintains that rah-rah spirit of supporting each other. We don't do this alone at Del Norte High School. We do this as a community and as a family. Whatever you're going through, your peers are going to be there to lift you up and support you. Your teachers are going to lift you up and support you, and your family is going to be there to lift you up and support you. We want to support each other in a way that celebrates each other, that allows each of us to become great at what we're trying to accomplish and be the best people that we can possibly be as we move forward. Now, as you're working through and there's different issues that come up and you want to connect with us, if it's in a virtual setting, please feel free to send us an email, reach out to us with a phone call. When we're back on campus and we get to see you face to face, come up to us, chat with us, seek us out in the Nighthawk Center. It's okay when we're able to. Give us a high five, stop and talk to us about what's positive going on, or even what support you may need. We're there for you. This is a team that wants to support you and make sure that you can reach the goals and that you have in mind for yourself.
Ms. Sanchez, Mr. Giambi, Mr. Evelith, thank you. Students, thank you for listening. Again, we want this to be a great year for you. We know that it's starting in a very unique way, none like we've ever been a part of in the past. Teachers, staff, I want to thank you also. Make sure, students, that you understand very clearly what our expectations are of you, and that is to be the best version of yourself each and every day. Again, if you have questions, ask them. If you don't understand something your teachers are asking of you, ask them. We're here to support you. We're here to get you through this process. Remember, Nighthawks, we are one school, one flock, Nighthawk strong. Let's have a great year, and we'll see you soon.